This is a quick reteach for finding factor pairs. When you're finding factor pairs, you always want to start with the factor 1 and the number itself. So here we have 1 and then 126. Then if it's an even number, you can go to 2. This is an even number, so 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Then you're going to keep trying numbers in order to see if they divide evenly into the original number. So we're going to try 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 6 divided by 3 is 2. I'm going to try 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 6 divided by 4 is 1, but it doesn't go in evenly, so that won't be a factor. 5 won't be a factor because it doesn't end in 5 or 0. 12 divided by 6 is 2, and 6 divided by 6 is 1. And let's try 7. It doesn't look like 7 will go in there, but you can always tell. So just do a little bit of long division. 12 divided by 7 is 1. 12 minus 7 is 5. We're going to bring down our 6. 56 divided by 7 is 8. So we see that 7 is a factor. So you always have to do that long division to check it out. And then you're going to keep trying every number until you get to the bottom number in the second column, which would be this one right here. So another strategy that you can use is called the rules of divisibility. And these are rules that can help you determine quickly which numbers will be factors of a number. So again, we always want to start with 1 times the number itself. And then 2, if the last digit is even, which we already talked about, so this is even. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 0 divided by 2 is 0. 3 will be a factor if the sum of the digits can be divided by 3. So 1 plus 2, plus 2 plus 0 equals 3. And that can be divided by 3, so that will be a factor. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 0 divided by 3 is 0. Your factor will be 4 if the last 2 digits can be divided by 4. So the last 2 digits of 120 are 20. Which you can divide by 4. So 4 is going to be a factor. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 0 divided by 4 is 0. 5 is going to be a factor if the last digit is a 0 or a 5, which we have here. So 12 divided by 5 is 2. With a remainder of 2, 20 divided by 5 is 4. 6 is going to be a factor if the number is divisible by both 2 and 3. So we see right here is divisible by 2 and is divisible by 3. So we know that 6 will work. 12 divided by 6 is 2, and 0 divided by 6 is 0. So for 7, you have to do the long division to see if it's going to work. So 120 divided by 7. 7 goes into 12 one time. 5, 0, 7 goes into 57 times, but there's a remainder of 1. So 7 is not going to be a factor in this, for 120. So there is another tool that you can use for 7. I'm not going to teach you the trick now, but if you want to look it up on your own, it's kind of a neat trick. It's kind of complicated though, so if you get confused easily, you might want to skip it and just stick with long division. 8 will be a factor if the last 3 digits can be divided by 8. So since we have a small, 120 compared to a larger number, we'll just do the long division again. 120 divided by 8. 8 goes into 12 one time. And 8 goes into 45 times, so we know that 8 is a factor, 8 and 15. Okay, 9 is going to be a factor if the sum of the digits can be divided by 9. So 1 plus 2 plus 0 again, that's going to give us 3. 3 cannot be divided by 9, so 9 is not going to be a factor. 10 is a factor if the last digit is 0, which we have here. So 10, 120 divided by 10, whoops, is not 120, it is 12. Let's take that 0 off. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to keep going until we get to this last number in the column. So I really only have one more number. 120 is not divisible by 11. I know from my multiplication facts, 11 times 11 is 121, so that's not going to work. Okay, so here's another number for you. Go ahead and pause the video and try this one on your own. Now go ahead and check your answers. So we talked about two different strategies. We starting with the factors 1 and the number. If it's an even number, you're going to divide by 2. You're going to keep trying the numbers in order to see if they divide evenly into the original number. And you're going to try every number until you get to the bottom number in the second column. Another strategy was to use the rules of divisibility. So it'll be divided by 2 if the number is even, divided by 3 if the sum of the digits can be divided by 3, can be divided by 4 if the last 2 digits can be divided by 4, can be divided by 5 if the last digit is a 0 or 5, can be divided by 6 if the number is divisible by both 2 and 3, can be divided by 7, you're going to use long division, can be divided by 8 if the last 3 digits can be divided by 8, can be divided by 9 if the sum of the digits can be divided by 9, and can be divided by 10 if the last digit is 0. Okay, try a couple examples in the Google form and let's make sure you got it.